Welcome to the episode 16 summary of the Ulysses Unlocked podcast, where we analyze Ulysses by James Joyce, one page at a time.
In this explainer, we're unpacking one of the most famous lines in all of literature. And hey, if you get something out of this, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment to support us. For much more detailed analysis, you'll definitely want to listen to the Ulysses Unlocked podcast, where we analyze this book one page at a time. All right, let's jump right in. We're in the second episode of Ulysses, Nestor, and Stephen Dedalus drops this incredible line. History is a nightmare from which I'm trying to awake. But what on earth does he mean by that? What is this nightmare, really? Well, that's exactly what we're going to figure out. Okay, so picture the scene. We're in this super drab classroom. Stephen's up front trying to teach a history lesson to a bunch of schoolboys who, let's be honest, would rather be anywhere else. You can just feel the boredom in the air. This isn't just about a history lesson, though. It's really a lesson in defeat for Stephen himself. I mean, just listen to this back and forth. It's so dead. It's just rote memorization, totally lifeless. The kids are spitting back facts without an ounce of actual understanding. They can give you a date, sure, 279 BC, but the place, the meaning, the actual human drama of it all, nope, completely gone. You can almost feel Stephen's soul just draining. So what's this incredibly boring lesson even about? Well, it's about this Greek general, Pyrrhus. He's the guy who gave us the term Pyrrhic victory. See, he won a huge battle, but lost so many of his own soldiers that he basically said, one more win like that and we're finished. It's a victory that's so costly, it's basically a loss. And this idea, this theme of futility, it hangs over this entire episode.
And then, just like that, the whole lesson just derails. One of the kids makes this goofy little pun, Pyrrhus, appear, and the whole class just erupts. But Joyce's description here is key. It's mirthless, high, malicious laughter. They aren't just laughing because it's funny, they're laughing at Stephen. They're laughing at his total lack of control. But check out Stephen's reaction. It's so brilliant. He doesn't get mad. He actually leans into it, but gives it this sad intellectual spin. Kingstown Pier. Yes, a disappointed bridge. What a beautiful, weird image, right? Something reaching for a destination it can never touch. And of course, this just soars right over the students' heads. Their gaze is troubled. He's speaking a whole other language, and it just isolates him even more. So yeah, the classroom scene is a bit of a disaster, but that's just the surface level stuff. The real lesson, the really deep and complex struggle, is happening inside Stephen's own head. And this is where we start to really dig into what his nightmare is all about. Here it is, our first huge clue. Stephen looks at the history of Ireland, and he doesn't see some glorious saga. He sees a story told over and over again, a cycle of being beaten down and colonized. He calls his country a pawn shop. Think about that, a place where valuable things are sold off cheap by outsiders. It's this deep, post-colonial sense that nothing is truly your own. And this gets to the very heart of the nightmare. For Stephen, the past isn't just a story, it's a prison. Everything that has ever happened is permanent. You can't just think it away. It's like every event slams a door shut on all the other things that could have happened, leaving us chained to this one single path that we're stuck on. So if history is a prison, is there any way out? Can you escape? This is the massive philosophical war that's raging inside Stephen's mind. He's desperately searching for a way to break free from this historical trap. And that war has two generals. On one side, you've got the visionary poet William Blake. He represents pure imagination, the idea that you can break reality with the wings of excess. For him, history is just a story we choose to believe. But on the other side, you've got the hard-nosed realist, Aristotle. He represents cold, hard facts. For Aristotle, the only thing that was ever possible is exactly what happened. Stephen is caught right in the middle of this epic tug of war. Now, this isn't just some abstract university debate for him. No way. This connects right to his deepest, most personal anxiety. What is his job as an artist? How can you possibly create something new and true when you feel trapped by everything old and oppressive? And this right here, this is his absolute greatest fear. He pictures himself using his incredible intellect to impress the Englishman, Haynes. And what does that make him? A jester, a clever little performer for his colonial master. It's the ultimate trap for an artist in his position. It's not about being silenced. It's about your art being turned into a harmless little trinket for the very power that's crushing you. And that brings us to the phrase that pulls this all together, the one that finally cracks the code on Stephen's nightmare. It's a critique he starts by aiming at the world, but in the end, he turns it devastatingly on himself. So what does it mean to weave the wind? Well, it's about creating these huge, complex, brilliant ideas and theories that ultimately do nothing. They're completely disconnected from the real world. It's like weaving these beautiful, intricate nets, but you're only trying to catch the wind with them. They're useless.
And that's the punch to the gut. After all of his deep thinking about history, about Blake and Aristotle, about art, Stephen looks at himself and thinks, weaver of the wind. He has this horrifying realization that maybe his own brilliant mind, his complex inner world, is just another useless net, an escape that doesn't actually go anywhere.
So we're back to the question, what is the nightmare? Well, it's all of it. It's the crushing weight of a national history that feels like one long defeat. It's the feeling that any victory is just a Pyrrhic victory, that resistance is futile. And maybe worst of all for a guy like Stephen, it's the paralyzing fear that your greatest asset, your own mind, isn't a weapon for freedom, but just another part of the cage.
So that leaves us with some pretty huge questions, doesn't it? If Stephen thinks his own thoughts are futile, is escape even possible? Can an artist ever truly break free from history? Or can they only describe the bars of their own cage? And what in the world does any of this have to do with the complex theological idea of the consubstantiality of the Father and the Son? Well, for those answers, you'll have to join us on the full Ulysses Unlocked podcast. Thanks for diving into this with me.